Well, it's not always easy to understand how credit works, and many young adults can struggle with it at any time, but any of us could make a mistake. Fortunately, it's never too late to become a responsible credit user, and Michael Stubb with JD Bank is here to talk us through some of the basics that maybe we aren't aware of or forgot along the way. And I guess the first thing we need to know is, what do we need to know about credit?
Well, a lot of young individuals, a lot of young consumers that we see, they come in to go do a loan and they don't have a credit score. It happened to myself. Went in to go get my first auto loan, and I paid everything on time, my bills and everything like that. I went in to go get a loan and I had a 0 credit score.
Why would that be? We don't understand that either.
Well, I guess the most simplistic way to put it is that you have to have debt in order to build a credit score.
Okay.
And it's something that you have to do. So you have to take out some form of debt, whether it be a credit card, whether it be some type of secured loan or something like that, to be able to get your credit built up to start from.
And that way the creditors see that you can get a loan, you can pay it back, and it kind of just builds up that trust.
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
All right.
It's a character, from a character standpoint. It shows you pay your bills on time, shows you pay your loan back on time and everything.
And you say that's one of the key things, is making sure that you pay your bills on time, because that can affect your credit score too.
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. Everything paid on. If you do take a loan out, make sure you pay it on time. That's one of the big characteristics. They look at slow pays, things like that, to show up on your credit report. Yes, ma'am.
And that's also your repayment record on anything. Make sure that you're paying it in full, your payment, and paying it on time.
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
And when you go to buy a big ticket item, like you're trying to buy your first car, maybe you're buying your first home, it's important to make sure that your credit score is where it needs to be, because it can affect how much you pay.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes, ma'am, very much so. If you're talking about buying your first home, a couple $100,000 or $100,000, 50 to 100 points in your credit score could affect your payments by several $100s.
Okay.
So is it extremely important? It's extremely important for cars, homes, any major ticket items like you're mentioning like that. Yes, ma'am.
Because that can affect what percentage of interest you're going to have to pay.
Your interest rate's usually directly related to that. There's a few other components that go into it, but your credit score is one of the major components that go into the rating of your of your loan.
Now, when we're talking about credit scores, is there an ideal number that we should target, or is it different for every person?
It's different. I'd say in general, if you can keep it around 700 is usually when you can start to get, I'd say, benefits, of certain loans, and I'd say about 700 would be, your floor number to shoot for.
And how do we find out what that number is?
Well, there's a couple different agencies. There's banks that are now offering free credit monitoring and things of that nature, and there's actually websites you can go to. If you go to free credit monitoring, there'll be a ton of websites you can go to. I will say be careful, just from experience. I've had customers put that in, trying to get that, and they'll be billed monthly. So just be very, very cautious, because there is a lot of websites and people out there trying to offer those services. And so just be careful whenever you are doing that, but try to get informed the best you can.
All right, so be careful when you're signing up for one of those services. Make sure it's free and that you're not having to pay a monthly fee to find out what your credit score is.
Yes,
all right, if you've made a mistake, and we've all done it at some point, how do you rebuild your credit score?
Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. We have loans at JD Bank, and they're called savings secured loans, where we have no credit check on those loans. So say if you have a bad credit history and looking to rebuild it, we can give you a loan based off of your deposit with us. Then you can go in after that, and you can go through Equifax, TransUnion, the major credit reporting agencies, and you actually go in and work with them to dispute those items, to start getting those items off of your credit report, because those will keep just weighing you down. So you want to go in, address those, and start getting those paid down. Whoever it may be, your creditors, get those paid down, come to some type of agreement with them, start working on getting those paid down. But you have to have some type of recurring debt monthly, paying that debt monthly on time to build it back up also. So it works kind of twofolds in that facet.
All right, well, if you have any questions about rebuilding your credit, you can give them a call at JD Bank, and they'd be happy to talk to you and get you headed in the right direction. Thanks for coming in, Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
Good advice.
My pleasure. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Well,